Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for being here. It is May the 9th, 2026. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show hosted by Mike Overson and his team from Luminate Bank, Scott Wolmering. I'm Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Mother's Day weekend. Happy early Mother's Day to all. We are live the whole hour, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., talking all things real estate related, mortgage related. Excited we've got Charlie Dufour with us with Luminate as well. Scott, good to see you, bud. Good morning.
Yeah, good to be here. Look at that. I shared the live stream all on my own.
You
didn't have to call in my big brother.
You beat me to it even, do it.
Yeah, everybody, appreciate everybody tuning in. Like Ryan said, we're going to go live here in a short minute. 612-294-6949 is how you can join the discussion. Go ahead and type your questions in on any of the social media, or if you are brave, call that number or text that number, and we will handle your question as it comes on.
Yeah, Charlie, how you feeling? You're back. We love having you on air, bud. You're always a pleasure to have with us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thank you so much. Big busy weekend with prom this weekend, so we got to get out of here and get ready for prom after this.
Oh, you do. So Charlie, we were just talking before up in Forest Lake, you are having the after party.
Yes.
45 people coming. Is that right?
That was between 45 and 65. So we'll see.
Wow. And Scott, you used to do that too?
We used to do it all the time. I was just telling them the story about
which house, or when you were living
in Hawthorne. Yeah, the one off County Road 46 over there in Lakeville. But yeah, so we'd have the after party, and then I would just have whoever was driving, whatever kid was driving, had to pass the breathalyzer before they could leave, and then I'd give them their keys back. Everybody was real respectful of it. As seniors, they're great. 8th and 9th graders, that is just a horrible age group.
Tough age.
Oh, it's just a bad age group. They're just, not good.
Hey, we're going live here on WCCO again. Thanks for joining us. Wherever you're catching us on social media, we hope your weekend is starting off well. We do appreciate it. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show, May the 9th, 2026. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show hosted by Luminate Bank. Mike Overson and his great team here in the Twin Cities, Scott Wolmering, and I'm Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Hope your weekend is starting off well. A happy Mother's Day, early Mother's Day to all the moms. Scott, good morning to you there, bud.
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like Ryan said, this is a happy Mother's Day weekend to all the moms out there. We wish them a great Sunday with their family. And this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. 612-294-6949 is how you can join us through the whole hour till the top of the hour. Anything real estate and mortgage related, or if you just have a general question that you want us to answer, we can do that too. And if you are too shy about calling in, just text us the question or write in your question if you're following us on any of the social media networks.
Yeah, again, 612-294-6949. Live here at the WCCO studio downtown Minneapolis. A lot going on with the real estate market here and the mortgage worlds, and we're going to dive into the real estate numbers here to see what's going on year over year. New listings were up almost 13%, so there were 13% new properties. Scott, 1,655 came on the market this past week. Pending sales up almost 7%. Wow, 1,120 pending sales, and the inventory still increasing, up now 8.8% to 9,387. Scott, those pendings up 7%. What do you think?
Well, everything up. I think this is the third or fourth week in a row where we've been up, 12, 13% on new listings. And, if you've listened to the show for the last, 20 years, or for sure the last 5 years, we've been saying, pay attention to these numbers. So a balanced market is about 19,000 homes in the Twin Cities, equal amount of buyers, equal amount of sellers. So 97 homes, 100 homes is still a very heavy seller's market. But you have to remember, we've become used to 5,000, 5,500, 6,500 homes on the market at this time. And just to kind of give you an example of what that means, if you are in an outer ring suburb, I'll just use Lakeville because I've got a few listings going on in this price range. In that 600 to 900 range, a year ago, we'd be competing against about 4 or 5 homes. Right now in Lakeville, if you're listed between 6 and 750, you're competing against 37 homes. That's a lot. I mean, it's not 3 or 4. 37 is people can show homes. They can make decisions. You're not seeing the multiple offers like we were in that price range. Now versus that, I've got clients in the $1.5 million to $2.5 million range. And the last 4 homes we've written on in that million-ish range have all gone to multiple offers. So it's a very interesting market out there depending on the price range you're in. So from the buyer standpoint, if you're representing a buyer, take a look at that. How many homes are out there? What is the pressure that home is really getting before you just jump in with a full price offer because you've been used to that? And on the selling side, be very cautious. Look 30 days back, not 4 months when you're looking at value. And that will give you a better idea.
Yeah, really good point, Scott. Again, market data, very important depending upon city, depending upon price point, depending upon school district, depending upon the type of property, single family, twin home, townhome, condo, all very important things that your agent should be helping you to really digest. And I think, Scott, that's maybe what's also a little bit hard too, is for not only for the consumer, most importantly, but for agents too, to understand, they'll see a lot of activity, they'll hear these stats, then they'll have a listing, sit for 45 days. And they're like, what's going on?
What's going on? Yeah, it really is determined on the area and the price range. So another example, an agent on the team, very good agent, Suzanne Joy, has been working with a $1 million+ buyer, out-of-state buyer. And she's written on 2 or 3 properties in the $1 million to $1.4 million range. And they've had 8 to 9 offers on each one. That's in that Edina area. So, again, depending on where you're at, just make sure you're looking at what's occurring. Take a look at the listings selling in the last 2-3 weeks. Are they going to highest and best, or are they not?
Hey, Scott, interesting question. Again, you can text us really with anything. Don't be bashful. And as I say, there's never any dumb questions. This is kind of a fun one. It says, what's the most interesting thing you guys have seen in a home showing?
Oh my gosh, I've got.
Do you have anything fresh in mind?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something. PG. Something PG.
Yeah, please keep it PG here.
Think of something PG.
Otherwise, Ryan's got to use the delay.
Yes.
The delay. What is it, Ryan? Is it like a 3-second delay?
Yeah, we call it the dump button, and I think it's like 7 or 8 seconds. So if you say something untoward, not fit for the FCC, then I just hit that, and then no one knows what's got.
Suddenly, it's like dead space.
No, I can fit this one in. So this is a better one. I've got a couple of them, but this is a great one. So it was probably my 2nd or 3rd year in real estate, and I was showing a young couple.
So 1972.
1972. I was showing a young couple homes in Apple Valley. Let's call it 123 Walnut Street. And so we're walking in. The seller is in the garage working, and I said, "Hey, sir, this is Scott with Edina Realty. We're here for a 2:00 showing." And he's like, "Great, thanks, guys." And so we go in. We're in the house for 10-15 minutes. My people love it. And so after about 15 minutes, the guy comes in. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" And I said, "I'm with Edina Realty. We've got a showing set up between 2:00 and 3:00. He's like, "My house isn't for sale."
Oh, no.
And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I said, this is 123 Walnut Street." He's like, "No, this is 123 Chestnut."
Oh, Scott.
So the house that was for sale was behind him. And I'm thinking, well, dude, why did you let us go in your house? And not only that, but why did you let us stay in there for 15 minutes?
What a nice Minnesotan.
Super nice guy. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here again?"
Well, by the way, why are you in my garage?
Did you convert it to a listing at least?
Oh, no, that was a funny one.
Oh, man. Hey, we're already up against a break. We'll keep the discussion going. Again, you're welcome to join us with any questions, really at all. We welcome the questions. A happy early Mother's Day to all. 612-294-6949 is how you can join us at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We'll be back after the break.
But you at least converted it to a listing.
Actually, you know what? Side story. I actually did. He called me like 2 years later, and long story. Ended up selling his house for him at that time because it was such a weird, obviously, thing. He remembered. But I got another one that I didn't want to tell on radio, but I can tell your side. Yeah. It's not bad, but for our WCCO listeners might be a little bit risque, but I was showing a house in Eden Prairie,
Okay.
and I went upstairs and I opened up the upstairs bathroom,
Oh boy.
and there is Mrs. Seller in the bath.
No way.
Yes. So of course I shut the door quickly. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like, oh my God, I didn't know there was a showing. So she's having like a conversation. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable. And she's like, oh my gosh, I thought it was 4 o'clock. I was just going to do this. And then when I had to run out and do groceries, and I'm like, ma'am, I'm seriously uncomfortable. I'm just gonna
Scott,
leave.
I can
I'm
see
just gonna
you.
leave and reschedule. She was
Scott.
absolutely at peace with, oh my gosh, can you grab me a towel?
Oh man, Charlie, what do you think of this?
I don't know the things you've seen. If these walls could talk, I suppose. Yeah, it's crazy. So what ended up happening? Did she finish her bath?
Yeah,
and-
she finished. I just excused.
You excused
I
yourself.
excused us, and we'll circle back in an hour. I rescheduled it, but
We'll circle back in an hour.
We'll come back. Here's a haircut.
Oh man, what's even worse? The buyer didn't like it then, and you know, if you're just like, oh, let's keep moving.
yeah. What about you?
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to think of a variety of. The one thing always got me was just the toilet. I think of this one property, toilet right in the middle of the unfinished basement. So instead of having it like in a corner or whatever, it's like unfinished right there, right in the middle. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I suppose.
I got one. This is St. Paul. I was showing.
See the toilets.
I was
It's going to
showing
get you
house in
thinking.
St. Paul, and I start to go down the stairs, and the entire basement is flooded.
Oh,
And so I go and I look under the stairs. It was an older 1900s home, and there's a gentleman in a duck boat getting koi. Those big,
no.
swear to God, these big koi fish, and that was it. So when I gave feedback,
In the basement?
in the basement, flooded.
No,
Yes,
that's crazy.
It's 100% true.
Hey, Scott, Charlie, before we continue our discussion of the weirdest things we've seen in homes during showings, Scott, it is time for a minute of hope, a little bit of hope. We all need, especially Mother's Day weekend. Last weekend was our grand opening of the St. Bridget House of Hope in Bloomington. This is the second home with the O'Neill Foundation of Hope. It's transitional housing, helping families, individuals who are struggling, going through a variety of hardships. Had a wonderful open house last weekend. A big thanks to so many folks who stopped out, helped, donated, supported, and had a wonderful family this week who moved in. Very hardworking individuals with full-time employment, but have had a number of bad things happen. They have 3 small children, and just a great weekend. And so thank you to everybody. I just wanted to say thanks. A fun weekend, Scott. St. Bridget House of Hope. Next one's going to be St. Scott.
Yes, the house of ill repute. Yes, I think that'll be a big.
I bet there's a St.
I
Scott.
think that'll be a big hit. That'll be a big hit.
That'll be a big
They'll have,
hit.
like strobe lights in the bedrooms, and I know that. I know that kind of house.
Nice.
Yeah, it is so cool what you guys do, and the fact that it's local and you can, kind of touch it, feel it. You know who the people are. You can see them getting the help. It's just awesome.
Yeah, appreciate everybody's support. Thank you. And we've been talking a little bit about the weirdest things in a home showing. Scott, you mentioned you went into the basement once and it was flooded. And what was in the
It was
basement?
like 1999 or 2000, and it was an old home in St. Paul. And when we walked in, I knew it was wet. You can smell that it's wet.
You knew it was wet.
So I go to the basement, and there's water 6 feet up the basement.
No
stairs.
way.
Yes. And so when I looked under it, there's a younger gentleman in a little duck boat, netting koi.
That's the weirdest thing.
It was. And so when I called the agent,
Asking for feedback?
I called the agent with feedback. He said, "Oh yeah, no, I know, I'm aware of that."
Really?
I was like, okay, well, I don't know how you're going to sell it, but yeah. I mean, that was again 1999, so a long time ago.
Interesting times. Hey, we need to do a mortgage update. Please save us. Charlie Dufour with Luminate Bank. Charlie, we talked real estate. What's going on? Give us a little update. What's cooking mortgage-wise there, friend?
I mean, what we're seeing right now, Ryan, is just, quick mortgage update. Rates ended the week slightly lower with the 30-year fixed right around that mid-6 range, with the Fed still on pause. And obviously with rates moving around daily, the market's staying steady for spring buyers. Here in Minnesota, as more listings hit the market, especially around the Twin Cities, buyers who act now often have more choices and negotiating power as they would once drop rates as competition heats up.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Charlie. That's a really good point. We talk about on the show all the time. People are so interest rate driven. And again, a lot of people now have lived through that 2001 period where rates were at 2.7%. So that's still in their brain that that's a reality. I would argue that it's not. But nonetheless, that rate, it still exists. So people are waiting for that high 4%, low 5% rate to happen. The problem with that is you're buying in a market so if you're looking at a house right now at 6.5 and it's 400 grand, if rates drop to 4%, that house is now going to be 435 grand. Lower payment, but you're paying more for the house. You would argue that you're buying a payment. And so what you're talking about is you buy a house now at 400 at the 6.25 rate. You wait 18 months for rates to go down.
Right.
Then you lock in at 5%. Now you bought a house for what it's worth and you have a good rate.
Exactly. I mean, that's what buyers are doing to win right now is they're using smart strategies and they're refinancing later. I mean, obviously right now you've got, 2 times the competition, but as the rates decrease and brings buyers out, you got your 10x your competition. So those houses are selling for 10-20% over list.
That's right. Yep.
Hey, had an interesting question, Scott. This one says, hey guys, just curious, what's your Saturday morning routine like? Show preparation, materials, props, getting ready for the show, driving to the studio. How smoothly does preparation often go? Scott, what's your routine, bud?
It's grueling. Yeah, it's a grueling routine. So I get up at 5:30. I start to show prep, go through no, we don't do anything.
Scott, come
we
on.
don't do any show prep. We come in about 5-10 minutes before the show is going to start. We talk about what we're going to do. Charlie brings in his notes. And then, it's a live show. You guys make the show. I mean,
yeah.
the more interactive it is, the funner, the better show it is.
Yeah.
And, so we have a little idea of what we're going to talk about in general, but not a great.
Yeah. From the years of doing the show together on different stations, it's interesting because we had just a great person, wonderful longtime radio personality in the Twin Cities, Kelly Guest. Yeah. Kelly, who's just a great, wonderful human. And Kelly did a great job those first few years where we would have a 2 to 3 hour prep time of topics, things that we would hit. And it was good. It was very good. But we also find that the show goes by really quickly. And to Scott's point, what often made the best show is, listeners commenting on different relevant things. And so, yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that, though, because it is, you want to have a good product that people will enjoy. But if we droned on for an hour about interest rates or real estate, people would quickly unplug and say, thank you, no thanks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And Kelly was awesome. She would have a detailed, like in section 1, we're going to do this, and we're in section 2. The problem is we're such short-term, attention span guys that we only get to 20% of what she'd have. We'd be off on these tangents. But it was nice to kind of keep you on pace.
Yeah, interesting question. It says, guys, what is the one home feature that no matter the price that you wish you could have in your own home? What is the one home feature that you wish you could have in your, like anything? I'm guessing they're thinking whether it's like a hot tub or a sauna or a pool. Ryan, how about you, bud? How about you? Thinking about you, what is one thing you could have in your home?
You just named them: hot tub and sauna.
Yes,
yeah, right there. That's what I want. And I know you can get those installed, like the really professional saunas, and then the hot tub. I mean, then I would never leave. You never see me again.
You should get a hot tub, Ryan.
I agree. Help me finance it.
For me, it's bowling alley and axe throwing alley. I mean, I got to have both.
Yes.
A bowling alley?
And an axe throwing
You're
alley.
seeing that in a lot of the really upper bracket homes. Isn't that crazy for folks thinking you have a bowling alley? And in a lot of the upper bracket homes, there's bowling alleys now.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm trying to think of the homes I've lived in. I've lived in a ton. Probably my favorite feature was one of the homes I had that was on acreage we had a really, really cool outside 3-season porch.
Oh,
Fireplace, TVs, and we found that we spent a lot of time out there. So that was probably a cool feature. Also, along with what Ryan was saying, swimming pool. We had a pool at that same house, and all the kids, like to Charlie's point, hosting the prom party. All the kids were always at our house. I preferred that. You knew where everybody was at. You knew where your kids were at. So probably the pool and the screened-in porch.
I think I just wish I had a barndominium.
Yes. Dare to dream. Dare to dream.
Scott is going to he's going to start a company or like a website or something.
Make fun
all
you want. Make fun all you want.
Hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I said maybe you should, Charlie. Charlie, you got any thoughts about barndominiums?
I mean, they are becoming more popular. right?
Really?
See?
There's a shocker. God, I wonder if there's a real estate agent that might have mentioned that one before.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Charlie's like, how do I follow up with that? Oh, man. Some interesting questions. Again, 612-294-6949 is how you can join us at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. There is something nice about a hot tub, though, to Ryan's point. You see that a lot where people, the sauna is a super nice, the pool, knowing people, with pools. Just trying to think of other really big picture things that people just love. You know what I mean?
When I built a house in Credit River, and the price was getting more than I wanted to spend on it, so I was getting irritated. So I took out basically what it amounted to a gym underneath under Spancrete. So it was going to have 11-foot ceilings, a sealed door. It was going to be an actual gym for the kids. I did not do it, and I always wish I would have, because it wasn't that it wasn't that expensive, but everybody has their threshold where you just are tired of it, and I pulled it out. I wish I would not have done that.
Yeah. Very good comments. Question 612-294-6949 is how you can join us at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Every week, we'd like to feature a few listings. Carl Ritzman has one very nice property in Cannon Falls, 642 Union Court in Cannon Falls for $395,000. Carl says that all the living features are on the main floor. It backs up to Gemini Nature Reserve, has all sorts of wildlife near the Cannon Golf Club, the Cannon Valley Bike Trail, all the hiking and walking. Lots of updates, updated kitchen, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and there's many east-facing windows bringing lots of natural light with gorgeous views. 5-bed, 3-bath, over 2,500 square feet. Again, $395 for that one, Scott. 642 Union Court.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a question before the break, since people are asking questions of us. What do you think the major selling feature of a house is? What do you think the major selling feature of most houses are? Go ahead and type in your response or text it to us.
Yeah.
And we'll handle it when we get back. So out of everything in the house, what do you think you get the biggest bang for your buck, the biggest boom that sells most houses?
Yeah, really good question. Text it 612-294-6949 or call us at any point too. We had a couple before the break. My favorite home feature says outdoor patio with kitchen.
Yes, that's it. That is.
This is a cool one. Another one. This listener says outdoor kitchen is their number one. So that's a thing. Rye, you're nodding your head, bud. You're thinking about that.
Well, I got a good friend with an outdoor kitchen, and boy, they're fun to visit. The pizza oven back
Yes.
the whole setup. I mean, my goodness.
I'll tell you, down in New Prague, our buddies, the Kamish family, I'm thinking of my buddy Mike Kamish, Paul Kamish. They had this home, this kind of early 1900s home that they refinished, and they had a pizza oven on the side. Everybody loved going to the Kamishes.
Oh, sure, you betcha they're right. come down here to get some at the pizza oven.
The pizza oven. Hey, we're at the halfway point. You can interrupt us at any point. 612-294-6949. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show.
outdoor showers, a surprisingly popular high-end feature that adds around 2.8% to home value.
Outdoor showers. That's weird.
Well, it's not, it is here. I mean, obviously,
Really?
we're not going to have it in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But when you go to
suppose.
Arizona, or you go to areas of Texas where it's 80 degrees every day, it is a cool feature.
Well, and a lot of these, of course, you're probably thinking these are nice amenities on expensive homes.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
Yeah, if you're throwing a bowling alley in,
I mean, what in the world?
you're like, look,
Can you
what
imagine
am I
that?
gonna do with another couple $100,000? You know what, sweetie? Let's throw a bowling alley in.
I mean, that's crazy. So you just think about some of the other crazy things and thinking about how to finance that. I mean, Charlie, I suppose that, I don't know. It's finished square feet, but it's below ground. I don't know.
Yeah,
Home equity line of
you're not
credit.
giving a whole lot of value to a building.
Buy with a lot of equity up front, do a home equity line of credit.
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose that is. Are you seeing many people? Are you hearing of many people doing home equity lines of credit, Charlie?
we
I mean,
are.
with home improvements, maybe refinishing that kitchen you wanted to do, or updating the bathroom, or some of those things.
I mean, people are choosing to, do some of these upgrades prior to listing their homes. And
Yeah.
right now, just where interest rates are at, I mean, obviously a lot of these, home improvement projects are getting more and more popular. So we're doing a lot of home equity line of credits right now. So we've got a really great product as well. So
Yeah, good question. Steven just says, do homes show better with furniture or without furniture?
Vacant homes do not show well.
Yeah.
So for 100% with furniture.
Yep.
And so I've got a couple of situations where you're having to time, maybe your people are moving out.
Yeah.
It's important to hopefully have an offer before it goes vacant, because you don't want to spend money on staging if you don't have to, and vacant homes do not show well.
Yeah. Jen Tischlitter says kitchen. Kitchen is her favorite. What do you think, Charlie? Your favorite? Would you go kitchen as well?
Well, this is most bang for your buck. What do you
Yeah,
think?
most bang for your buck. Yeah.
kitchen definitely, but also I like the basement.
Yeah, I've got a bunch. Kitchen, Jennifer Tischlander. We got another kitchen, master bedroom.
Yeah.
Kitchen,
Well,
kitchen, high ceilings and basements.
so bang for your buck, to your point. So below ground footage often is, let's just say, it's half as valuable. So that's hard for people to understand, especially depending upon if you don't have a walkout. So the walkout basement is most desirable. Then what they call daylight lookout. So you've got windows. And then if you've just got a flat lot with an egress, that's the least desirable. So you say, well, I got a finished basement, I should get X. That's the least valuable, Scott.
Well, yeah, and it depends on your price range. So like under 500 grand,
Yeah.
50 bucks above ground square footage as an adjustment, maybe only 15 in the basement.
Right. Yeah. Hey, we're going back live on air. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to the second half of the Minnesota Real Estate Show, and a happy Mother's Day to all of the dear mothers out there. I hope it's a great day tomorrow. A special note for my mom. We're getting together today. Love you, Mom. A very, very happy birthday, or happy Mother's Day to you. To my dear mother-in-law, Sue, as well. Sue Kane. Sue, love you, and hope it's a great day for you tomorrow. My sister Mary. So many, sister-in-law Mary. So many great mothers, Scott.
Yep, all the mothers in my life, my two ex-wives, Andrea and Jen. We're all getting together on Sunday. And of course, my lovely mother, Mary, and she's in Champaign, Illinois. And actually, she's coming up for our daughter's baby shower on the 23rd, right?
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll be able to see Mom.
Yeah, love your mom.
Yes, incredible person.
Yep, she is. She is indeed. Again, 612-294-6949 is how you can join us here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Jamie Novak has a great property, Scott, in Chaska. This is 3863 Founders Path, $693,000. It's an expansive property, open concept main floor. It's got a private owner's suite, oversized walk-in closet, 5-piece bath, dual maintenance-free decks. Wow. Large flat tree fenced in yard, move-in ready. And it's got a gourmet kitchen with a 10-foot island. 693,000, 3863 Founders Path in Chaska, Scott.
Very, very nice. So the question before the break was, what part of the house is the most important, gives you the most bang for the buck when you're selling, the main feature that people look for when they're buying a house? And we had a lot of really good answers. Jennifer Tischlander said kitchen. We've got about 4 or 5 kitchens. We've got about 3 master bedrooms. And then we had one that's interesting, said 10-foot ceilings in the basement, which is interesting. I would tend to agree with Jennifer Tischlander on kitchen.
Tischlitter.
I'm sorry, butcher that. Incredible agent. She's right. When you go into a kitchen, it normally kind of in the center of your house. It normally is a big item. If you haven't updated it through the years, it will kill your sale. If it's if it's done incredibly, it will definitely put you above. You got to remember that the majority of home decisions are made by the woman, and a lot of times kitchens are important.
This interesting question here. We're getting a few interesting ones. A little on topic, some off topic. This one, maybe Ryan, we're going to have you go first here. Okay, no pressure. But what's something that your parents said growing up that you now say yourself?
Oh my God.
What's something that your parents said growing up that you now say yourself? That's a good one. I think something came to mind for me. Rye, do you have anything that comes to mind?
Nothing I can say on air. Not at all. And taking a certain Lord's name in vain comes to mind too.
Okay,
I try
okay.
to stay away from that these days, but that pops out.
Charlie or Scott, do you guys have anything that comes to mind?
Well, I have one. It is, I can't say that one. How about it is what it is? My
It is
dad
what
used
it
to say, it is what it is.
So Bob O'Neill, the late, as he would say, small town attorney, would always say, be brief, be blunt, and be gone. that was Dad's. In other words, kind of get to the point. Be brief, be blunt, and be gone. Dad would always say that. That was kind of a Bob O'Neill-ism.
My dad had one that always stuck with me. It was more what he said is learn how to do the things that you don't want to do extremely well.
Mm.
And that will set you up for life. Meaning, if it's a task that you don't want to do, not only do you do it, but you do it extremely well. You learn to kind of push through the misery. And I think that's a good life lesson. So that was his big thing.
Interesting question that says, comment. Bill Ebert, great agent on the Minnesota real estate team, says he's talking about the walkout basement.
Yep.
For those of us that have furry family members. Thoughts about that with a walkout basement?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a big sale for a lot of people. It's interesting. 20 years ago, I would have said that walkout basements were, I would have said maybe 80% of people preferred walkout basements. I don't know if other people that are listening agree with this, but I've seen kind of a shift over the last 10 years where safety becomes an issue for some people. They don't necessarily want somebody to be able to walk in their basement. So they're going more to lookout basements because before it was walkout, and that's kind of changed.
Yeah, again, had a good question that says, any suggestions for a new buyer? And then the texter would also say, the best feature I look for is an in-law suite. Home in zoning allows can be turned into multi. My dad said, I'm not a know-it-all, but I'm not. Wait, my dad said, I'm not a know-it-all, but I'm not a know-nothing.
That reminds me of another one my dad
Have
said.
you heard that?
Yeah,
I'm not a know-it-all, but I'm not a know-nothing.
My dad used to say, Scott, just because your head's shaped like a bullet doesn't mean, wait a minute, just because your head's shaped like a bullet doesn't mean you're, oh, shoot.
You lost it. You lost it.
Like a bullet?
Said shaped like a bullet.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're something. I can't remember what the something is.
Suggestions for a new buyer. What I would say is find a very good agent that you like and trust. Someone who is low pressure, helpful, kind, patient, knows the market, knows the business, and can guide you through the transaction. Obviously, there's a lot of wonderful companies, a lot of great teams in the Twin Cities. That agent is really important to help you through the process. If you're looking at homes, let's just say 500,000 and under, it can be very, very competitive. And having a sharp cookie on your side to help you through the process will help you get that home. And so that is probably the suggestion I would say. Scott, any other suggestions for that new buyer?
I just remembered, just because your head's shaped like a bullet does not mean you're a big shot.
What is that?
It means just because don't think you're too cool for school.
Yes.
That was his way of saying, just because your head's shaped like a bullet doesn't mean you're a big shot.
Ryan, did you think of one?
Sometimes we say to anything, something may bad happen to you. My family was big hockey players. We just say, well, that's hockey.
That's hockey. That's good.
Could have crashed my car on the highway and everyone's fine.
That's
and,
hockey.
insurance. That's hockey.
That's a super good one. Very interesting. This one says, guys, what do you think the best town to live in Minnesota is? That's
I
interesting.
know what the best town
Best
is.
town, according to what?
According to the national, we were number one, or it was number one about 3 years ago. It was Duluth.
Interesting.
Duluth was the number one. They classified it as a town, not as a city, to live in the United States for low crime, income, real estate market, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
Duluth, Minnesota.
Best town to live in. Charlie, do you have anything that comes to mind for you if you think about a best town?
Probably Hugo,
Tell me why.
because I grew up there.
Tell me more.
I grew up on Highway 61 watching the train go by every single day. And man, was it a selling feature when I sold that house.
I bet that's a dream. That's a dream.
Was it? There was a train close by?
Yeah, right on
Speaking-
Highway 61.
Well, I'll tell you, and again, that's a thing. As a new buyer, I made the mistake. The first property that I bought in 2000 is on a super busy road, and I loved living there. I paid full price for this property and loved living there. But when I resell that thing, that's going to be an issue. And so sometimes those things that you just don't think about, busy roads, train tracks, smells, lots of different things with houses. It's always location, location, location.
Yeah, I think one of the most scary things a buyer can say is it doesn't bother me. And
Doesn't bother
it
you?
doesn't bother me. Yeah, well, you know what? We probably shouldn't buy this one, Joe, because it backs to County Road 6. Oh, it doesn't bother me. Well, it might not bother you, but it bothers every single person that's going to want to buy the house in the future. So a lot of times, your job as a real estate agent isn't to sell homes. Homes sell themselves. Somebody walks in, they fall in love with the house. Your job a lot of times as a real estate agent is to make sure they don't make a buying mistake.
This is interesting. Just looking here, even online, in response to that question of some of the best towns in Minnesota, according, again, just searching, it pops up Edina,
Yeah.
upscale, strong schools, close to Minneapolis, very established. Wayzata, beautiful Lake Minnetonka lifestyle, walking downtown, luxury feel. Eden Prairie, oftenly ranked highly for families, parks, schools, jobs. Lakeville, very fast growing, family oriented, newer housing stock. Maple Grove has got shopping, restaurants, strong suburban amenities. Woodbury, Scott, new developments, good for good schools, strong East Metro growth. Stillwater, charming river town, historic feel. Duluth, incredible nature outdoors, Lake Superior views. Rochester, very stable economy due to Mayo. Shoreview, quieter suburb with highly rated schools. St. Louis Park, younger professional vibe, close to Minneapolis. A lot of good places.
Well, there really is, and that's one thing for any of us. And I know there's agents that listening to the show that have done a lot of relo. I have too through the years, and everybody comes kicking and screaming when they're a relocation. They don't want to come here. It's cold. Blah blah blah. None of them want to leave because you got to remember that it doesn't really matter what city you're living in. The schools are great. Most other states, you have to put your kids in private school. It's a disaster. We don't have that in Minnesota. Whether you're in Eden Prairie or Lakeville or Excelsior or Woodbury, they're all great schools.
Hey, before the break, have one other listing. David Meyer has one in Andover, 3118 139th Avenue Northwest for $525,000. It's 5-bed, 4-bath, 3-car garage, 3,200 finished square feet. It's a 2-story brick and stucco home. The main level, great for entertaining, has an expansive living and family room areas, an open concept kitchen with informal and formal dining. The primary suite has a private en-suite bath, 3 generously sized bedrooms, full bathroom. The lower level has a second family room, 5th bedroom, versatile space for a home office, gym, hobby area. And this home is situated in a low traffic neighborhood, David said. Walking distance to schools, 3118 139th Avenue Northwest in Andover. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Had another comment. This is an interesting one from Pete. Thanks for listening. Pete Schrader said, a showing story. I was showing a rental property to a new tenant prospect in the middle of the afternoon. I always ring the doorbell and knock. If no one comes to the door, I go in and announce that I'm there. We looked at the living spaces and then opened the bedroom door. The current tenants were in bed.
It's asleep. Yeah, that's happened a ton where you open, mostly kids, like teenage kids, where they don't know that there's a showing.
Yeah.
You go open it up and
Isn't that crazy?
And they're sleeping. That happens a lot.
Yeah. Charlie, what do you think? You've been busy with, again, applywithcharlie.com is how you can connect with Charlie. You've been really busy. A lot of good stuff going on. I see a lot of good messages to the team. You've been very helpful to the agents, to the buyers, sellers. You're really doing a nice job.
Thank you. I mean, it's very interesting kind of where we're at with the market. A lot of our time is spent kind of prepping buyers to get out there and start shopping. We've done a lot of that. Now buyers are kind of sitting, waiting on the sidelines,
Yep.
By way of just waiting for the proper house to hit the market. So it's been a lot of busy work, just kind of getting people ready for the market. But as soon as the market shifts, we're going to see a lot more activity out there. I can see that already.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that, well, just talking with you and Overson, applications are still way up, and activity, even though pendings are good, they're 13% above,
Yeah.
pretty much last year. But with more inventory coming on every week, we're different than we were 3 years ago, where pendings eliminated all the homes coming on. So you got 1,000 homes coming on, you had 1,400 pendings. That was what was happening. That's not happening anymore. Now we have more homes coming on than we have moving off. And slowly over time, that's going to put us more into a balanced market.
Yeah, it is. Good analysis, Scott.
Thank you. Well, I've only done it for 100 years.
And by the way, shout out to Plymouth, Minnesota.
Plymouth.
My tool says Plymouth keeps winning.
Why? What does it say?
Excellent public schools, low crime, strong housing market, access to parks and lakes, reasonable commute to Minneapolis, and a high household income and stability.
Huh.
Ranked
Here we
number
go.
one
Go
places
back
to live
live
in
on air.
Minnesota.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, welcome back to the final segment of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We appreciate that. Scott, we got a couple listings to hit. Miss Laura Antolek's got one in Farmington, 21902 Denton Avenue in Farmington for $329,900. This is a 2023 end unit townhome. Great community, 3-bed, 3-bath, versatile loft space for an office or flex space, upper level laundry. It's got an open floor plan, lots of windows, natural light, gourmet kitchen, quartz countertops, white cabinets, stainless steel appliances, a large center island and LVP floors. It's got an extra large primary bedroom with a private bathroom with dual sinks and a large walk-in closet. It's a gem. She says, move in ready, 21902 Denton Avenue in Farmington, $329,900, Scott.
Very nice. I've got one in Lakeville, 16461 Equestrian Trail in Lakeville, actually District 196. So Apple Valley Schools. It is a Rambler built in 2007 by Robert Thomas. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, walkout, great lot. It's in the Spirit neighborhood, so you've got your own pool, miles of walking paths. Extremely cool house. Check that out. 16461 Equestrian Trail in Lakeville, priced at $675.
One last one. Cecilia Giron has one in Little Canada. She's doing an open house today, 12 to 2. It's 2-bed, 1-bath condo in Little Canada. It's on the 3rd floor, private balcony, overlooking lush greenery. The condo also features an indoor pool. Yeah. Barbecue area, walking trail, underground heated parking, plenty of guest parking. $139,900. $139,900 for this condo. It's 183 Little Canada Road. 183 Little Canada Road. Open house today, 12 to 2, guys.
You almost sounded French when you said her name. Cecilia
Giron, yes.
Giron.
Yeah, you like that. Hey, we do like working with Charlie Dufour, Luminate Bank. Great guy, a very kind-hearted individual, wonderful father who is having tonight. There's like 60 Forest Lake folks coming over tonight. What's going on tonight? Is that the right number?
Calling all chaperones. We need your assistance tonight, approximately 8:30 at my house. We've got an after prom party happening, Ryan.
Yes.
And it's just me and my wife right now. So we're going to oversee 60 kids. So
Wow.
I need some help. What are you doing later?
Wow. Count me in. I'm a helper. Scott?
Ryan's a helper.
Come on down.
He'll go.
Yeah, we will stop out. Very cool, though. But Charlie, again, you're doing a wonderful job,
Thank
folks. Questions about refinances, purchases, really anything at all. You're doing just a very nice job, Charlie, helping all the agents on the Minnesota real estate team, other brokers, other teams, really doing a wonderful job.
Thanks, Ryan. It's a great opportunity. When you were talking about first-time home buyers, what do I do? Obviously, engaging with an agent that can help you kind of start that path, go down that path with a respectable agent that can give you some guidance, but obviously spending time with a reputable lender that can give you some upfront education on how best to proceed with your purchase, I think is very important as well.
Yeah, Ryan and I, we've talked off air quite a bit about this. What makes a great real estate agent, and I've been pretty, forward with. I believe there's three things. You have to be likable out of the gate. We've talked about this. You have to have good presentation skills, et cetera, et cetera. One of the things that that I believe is an intangible is you don't need to be rude, but you do need to have a directness to you, because a lot of real estate is advising your client, and sometimes it's saving your client from themselves. And sometimes they don't do this every day. Maybe their thinking is a little bit off. And unfortunately, a lot of agents waste a lot of time for their sellers and money, or buyers, not having the ability to just lay it out the way that it is. And if you can't do that, or if you're working with a buyer that isn't open to that, or you're an agent that just can't get yourself to do it, work on it, because it really does save a lot of wasted time, and your clients will appreciate it at the end.
Be brief, be blunt, and be gone.
That's it.
Hey, I've got a nice comment from Gage Hartman. Gage is a great agent on the Minnesota real estate team. Gage, thank you to you and your dear fiance. You stopped out to the St. Bridget House of Hope grand opening last weekend. He did a training, guys, on AI for us. A really nice training, Charlie. Wasn't that awesome what Gage sharing how he's using AI as a top real estate agent here in the Twin Cities, last year's Rookie of the Year for the team.
I agree. That was awesome. I mean, the one thing that keeps going through my mind about AI is not going to replace you, but somebody
using
AI will.
This is interesting. What is the best local restaurant no one knows about in the Twin Cities?
Oh my gosh.
Best local restaurant nobody knows about in the Twin Cities? Ryan, you're a foodie. You got or anything that comes to mind. Maybe they do know about it. We'll give it a little more conversation here. What do you think?
Well, I'm partial to the Narrows in Orono, Navarre area. It just kind of looks like you could drive right by it, and you wouldn't even notice it. But they have some of the best food, best music, best drinks, and only it seems like only the locals hang out there. And maybe we should keep it that way. It's got a pretty good thing. Don't ruin it. We don't want to get too busy.
I've got a good one for people that live in my area know this place, but a lot of people do not, and it's worth the drive. Is Gary's in Lakeville, and Gary's is owned by some friends of ours, but they used to own the fish house in Uptown. So a lot of their menu is similar. Fresh seafood daily. Monday they have oysters on the half shell for $1 an oyster, which is a great deal. And just really, really good food. Gary, who is the manager and the restaurant's also named after him, runs the place and does it well. So Gary's in Lakeville.
Gary's in Lakeville. Charlie, what do you think, bud?
Well, there's a place up in Forest Lake. It's Mediterranean cuisine. It's called Soha's Cafe. They're brand new, and it's a family-owned restaurant. It's all Mediterranean food, and it's truly incredible. My wife and I went there the other night. She got the Greek salad, and I got the breakfast burrito at like 4:00 in the afternoon. Amazing. I want to go back right now. In fact, I am going there right after this.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of agents on the real estate team, Ryan, I'd like to say congratulations to Amanda Anderson. Amanda Anderson, brand new agent on the team.
Yeah, first year,
killing it. I just noticed her name. I hadn't been paying attention. She's way up on the list. Over $4 million this year so far.
Yeah.
As a new agent, that's a clip.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Amanda Anderson for doing a great job.
Yeah, really doing a nice job indeed. A couple restaurants. You guys heard of Gus Gus? It's Right. Tell me about it.
I've been there, and I swear to God, I think it was the best burger I've ever had.
Talk about Gus Gus.
It's in like this apartment, and you kind of go down. It's small. You go, and not a whole lot of people can fit in there. It's dark, but really, I was blown away by the quality of the burger there. Gus Gus in St. Paul.
Gus.
So what makes a good burger to you?
It was like the thinner patty, and then it was just so juicy and flavorful and simplicity.
Simplicity,
I think
yeah.
it's getting a little too complicated.
Yes,
the
I
burgers
agree.
sometimes.
I agree.
You know, it's all about the beef, and they were all about the beef there at Gus Gus. It was wild. It was
Huh.
so good.
You've been to Gus Gus, Scott. Are you thinking about it?
I'm gonna have to try it out now, Gus Gus.
Have you guys been to Chimborazo?
Nice.
Online, it's an Ecuadorian food. It's in Northeast. It says that food people absolutely love, but there's many casual diners still haven't heard of it. It's constantly mentioned as a hidden gem discussions on Reddit.
Huh.
It's called Chimborazo. It's Latin American Ecuadorian food in Northeast. How about that?
Huh. I don't have any idea what Ecuadorian food is. But it sounds very good.
Hey, my favorite town, I didn't get to answer, is probably New Prague, down in New Prague. Love New Prague. Love the folks of New Prague. Growing up there, mom is still in town. Mary's in town. My sister, my brother-in-law, Doug. Love New Prague, and maybe one day I'll move there. I don't think my dear wife Kathy is.
Kathy's not moving to me. I'll end the illusion right now.
You'll end the illusion. It would be fun. Hey, Charlie, best way for people to reach you.
You can call me at 651-677-0688 or applywithcharlie.com.
Yeah, great job, bud. We love having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Have a great Saturday.
Yeah, you too. Scott, last thought?
No, just everybody get out there. It's going to be a great weekend. Plug into real estate if you're doing it. Applywithmike.com or reach out to Charlie and then get you approved.
Yeah, and a happy Mother's Day to all mothers. We know how much hard work it is. Hopefully you can take the day off, relax, get spoiled. You deserve it. On behalf of all of us, the Minnesota Real Estate Show, happy Mother's Day to each of you. Take care and enjoy. Thanks, everybody. Fun show. Good questions.
Yeah, it was. That was a fun show. Thanks, everyone.
Ecuadorian food. Charlie, where are you going to eat at?
I'm going to Soha's right after this.
I want to go to Gus Gus. Rye knows his food.
It was wild. Seriously,
Huh.
I was
Yeah,
blown away by the
I'll
burger.
definitely have to try that. I love a good burger.
Gage, thanks. Some comments there. A lot of nice comments. Thanks from everybody. If we didn't get to yours, sorry. But we appreciate you listening. Happy Mother's Day if you are a mother, and to your mothers as well. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. We'll be back next weekend.
Good luck fishing.
Yeah, good luck fishing.